With only 2 divisions left, our fantasy football drafts are right around the corner. We gotta get ready. And if this is the first time seeing this series, in short, we're going through all 8 divisions. We're building a fantasy football lineup based off of the best values, the best sleepers in each division. If you enjoy fantasy football, this is the channel for you as we're on the road to 500 subs. But without further ado, let's dive into the AFC West. Starting here with Justin Herbert, and again, this is based off of values in fantasy football drafts, as it's easy to start your drafts with the Mahomes, or Jalen Hurts, or Josh Allen, but can you finish the draft? Because if you can get a guy like Herbert in the 4th round, he's a guy I think that can put your team over the top. He's currently my quarterback 4 on the season, but before we get into that, as there's big news on the channel like I promised, next Tuesday, we're going to have another draft strategy video and or mock draft here on the channel. So if you want to see someone draft from a spot you may have in your fantasy leagues, just drop a comment down below. Let me know how many teams are in your league, what spot you have, all that good stuff. But then next Friday, I'm going to be releasing my top 200 to 250 big board. So be on the lookout for that as we're approaching draft season, and it's always good to have another opinion in your mind before your drafts. But again, Justin Herbert, he is currently my quarterback 4 on the season with the recent Joe Burrow injury. And with Kellen Moore now in town as the new OC, there's big expectations for Justin Herbert. As Kellen Moore, last year with the Dallas Cowboys, he led a pass-happy offense, but he's now in Los Angeles with a way more talented offense. He now has Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Quentin Johnson, Austin Eckler, Gerald Everett is still a name, and we've yet to see a dominant MVP-level season from Justin Herbert. So if these two can put everything together, if Kellen Moore and Justin Herbert can mesh from day one, I think you're looking at a dangerous 4th-round quarterback that could very well be the number 1 quarterback on the season. Again, if you don't want to spend the 2nd-round draft price on a Jalen Hurts, Pat Mahomes, or Josh Allen, this is your guy. I'm telling you, there's endless stack possibilities in your later rounds of your draft, and he could very well, again, be the quarterback 1 in a pass-happy offense this year in Los Angeles. Moving over to the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to have the running back position for this division, as it's going to be Jerick McKinnon. As this guy has been a fantasy gem for the last couple of years, and after re-signing in Kansas City, he should be yet again. From weeks 10 through 17 last year, both Isaiah Pacheco and Jerick McKinnon were top 21 scorers at the running back position. However, Jerick McKinnon was the running back 7 in points per game, 3rd in receptions with 35 in that last stretch of the season, and he also had 7 receiving touchdowns in 7 weeks. After losing Juju Smith to the Patriots and McCole Hardman to the Jets this offseason, the re-signing only solidifies a receiving workload for Jerick McKinnon yet again this year, and I think he's a steal in the later half of your drafts. He's a guy that can really put your team over the top, especially if you go Kelsey early with some receivers, or if you go non-running back focused early on. Jerick McKinnon's going to be a guy that you want to target in the 10th, 11th round of your drafts, especially if it's a full PPR league. But moving over here to the receiver position, my number 20 receiver on the season is going to be Jerry Jeudy. He is the most talented receiver on his team, no doubt in my mind, and he still has tons of untapped potential here in the NFL. And again, there was a clear disconnect last year between Russ and everyone on this offense, but especially between Russ and Courtland Sutton. They never could seem to get on the same page, right? But now with KJ Hamler having to take time away, and he's gone from the team, Tim Patrick has gone down with another season-ending injury, it could finally be time to see a Jerry Jeudy breakout. You can get him in the middle of the 5th round, sometimes in the early 6th, as the 23rd or so receiver off the board, and I think that's an absolute steal. With Sean Payton in town, again, this could finally be the breakout year for Jerry Jeudy that we thought we were going to see last year. Maybe this is the year for Jeudy, all right? Maybe him and Russ can get on the same page. Maybe this could be the best pick of your drafts in the 5th round. Regardless, the talent is there. You're going to be betting on the upside of Jerry Jeudy and, again, the bounce back of Russell Wilson. But I'm telling you, there's a good belief there with a bounce back for Russ, as Sean Payton is one of the best coaches we've ever seen here in the NFL. Moving over to the tight end position, it's going to be Michael Mayer. You can get him practically at the end of your drafts. I would almost bet that he's going to go undrafted in 90% of leagues this year. But again, Michael Mayer, tight end for the Las Vegas Raiders. He's regarded by many as the top tight end out of this previous draft class. To me, I would prefer Dalton Kincaid, but that's neither here nor there. Michael Mayer, he was drafted by the Raiders, and he drew comparisons to Jason Witten as he shines as a pass blocker and a pass catcher. Again, a modern-day version of this guy would be like a George Kittle, in my opinion. But he's going to replace Darren Waller in an offense that it's really only him and Davante Adams. There's not going to be a lot of people there in this Las Vegas offense to take targets away from this rookie, especially if Davante Adams wants out and maybe he's traded by the midseason mark. That only opens up more opportunity and potential for Michael Mayer to really be fantasy relevant this season. But just like Dalton Kincaid, we have to be careful with these rookie tight ends. Only 3 tight ends in the history of fantasy football have finished top 10 in their rookie years at the position. Only 5 have finished top 15 in their rookie years in the history of fantasy football, right? So that is years on years on years of data that we've collected, right? And I believe those 5, if you're curious, it is Kyle Pitts, Jordan Reed, and Evan Ingram in the top 3. Numbers 4 and 5 are Aaron Hernandez, and I believe I can't think of the other guy right now. Regardless, that's not important. Only 5 guys have finished relevant as a fantasy rookie tight end in their rookie years. Guys like Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, George Kittle, Rob Gronkowski. These are all guys that didn't meet those requirements in their rookie years, and those guys turned out to be Hall of Fame level tight ends, right? So these guys just need time in most cases. He's only here because of the challenge and how it's laid out in Michael Mayer. As I want to talk about one player from every team to build a lineup, Michael Mayer again is a value, no doubt, here at the end of your drafts. But limit your expectations for him. I would say he's still worth a flyer in the 15th, 16th round of your drafts, as you could just cut him after week 1 if you aren't happy with what you've seen. But he's worth a flyer, in my opinion. As let's recap here, quarterback for this division, as far as values, again, is going to be Justin Herbert. The running back is going to be Jerick McKinnon. The receiver is going to be Jerry Jeudy. And the tight end is going to be Michael Mayer. Again, limit your expectations on a guy like Michael Mayer. But that is the division for the AFC West. Again, this is a video that we strictly base off of values. So from your 3rd round on in your drafts, as it's easy to start your drafts, but can you finish it? But that's going to do it for here for today's show. Again, we're on the road to 500 subs on the channel. Every Wednesday and Friday, we release fantasy football videos, giving you some of the greatest advice here before our fantasy drafts here in just a couple weeks. But be on the lookout because I'm also going to be starting a fantasy league here. So follow the socials, the Instagram, the Threads account, right? Or just subscribe to the channel and drop a comment. But just keep up with the channel as we're going to be releasing some fantasy leagues here in a couple weeks. And that should be tons of fun. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for another great podcast. We're going to look into week 1 of the preseason. Should be tons of fun. Give you guys some bold takes and some expectations before that week starts. But until then, stay happy, stay healthy. We're out.